This is yet another loss that will take really, really hard to digest. It will be hard to digest. Much like the New Zealand series last year, this is one of those games. Till the start of the day, you thought it was India. South Africa was 60 runs with 7 down. You felt 63. You felt, chalo, maximum 100-run lead and India will be able to close it. I thought the 5 points that I will mention into this particular video. I thought the first mistake, India did not go in with Jasprit Bumrah. South Africa first 2 wickets, Marco Jansen. 5 wickets in the first innings, Jasprit Bumrah. India started with Akshar Patel and Ravindra Jadeja. Ravindra Jadeja, I understand, was bowling brilliantly from the clubhouse end yesterday. So one could understand and say that, okay, Ravindra Jadeja, one can take a call that he will bowl the first over. But why Akshar Patel? Why would you not go to Jasprit Bumrah, who doesn't require conditions, who is your best bowler, who is class, who can do it in any wicket in any part of the world? And what did Corbin Bosch and Temba Bavuma do? They utilized the box field, they utilized the gaps and started milking singles. That 40-run partnership cost India the game. That is point number 1. You have to realize that at the start of the day, you did not go in with your best bowler. Sadly, for whatever reason, you underbowled Jasprit Bumrah. You did not go to Jasprit Bumrah. Mohammad Siraj was brought into the attack in the 53rd over of the game. Even in the first innings, it was Mohammad Siraj's 2 that kind of got India back. 53rd over of the game, he was bowled for the first time. Number 2, I am the one who has always said this, that Rishabh Pant is red ball royalty. And I've always said Rishabh Pant is a fantastic red ball player. But the first ball, I think 3 of us were standing, Shubha and me and Gargi, and I dreaded when I said to him, first 3 balls, I don't want him to do something silly. First ball, he tries a reverse sweep. And Shubhan's words came out, he'll do it again. See, that is the problem, that you don't let ego take over. Unfortunately, once again, we saw ego take over today, and that's when wickets were lost. Rishabh Pant's shot, Dhruv Jurel's shot, how many times did the wicket cost you a wicket? The pitch cost you a wicket? How many times did you throw? Dhruv Jurel, Rishabh Pant, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Akshar Patel. Look at the kind of dismissals and you will know what I am talking about. Point 3, far more fundamental. India has won 2 test matches in England on good decks. Genuinely good decks where somebody like a Mohammad Siraj comes into the party. Genuinely good decks where India has scored 400 runs. Indian bowling has stood up. You have a Bumrah who can win you games in any condition. You have a Kuldeep Yadav who's a match winner. You have a Mohammad Siraj. And yet, for some reason, you insist in home conditions to prepare wickets like this. And the blame cannot be on the curator. Gautam Gambhir said it in the press conference that this was not an unplayable pitch. It required technique and temperament. And that is because the team management asked for it. That's my question, that when you have a bowling attack with 4 or 5 match-winning bowlers, why is it that you don't trust them more? Why don't you trust a Bumrah, Kuldeep, Siraj, Akshar Patel, Ravindra Jadeja to win you test matches in home conditions? Trust them to win you test matches in good home conditions. Trust your batting unit to deliver against South Africa. Your bowling is good enough. Your bowling is better than South Africa. Why are you making South African spinners look so much better by preparing wickets like this, where the difference in quality and class between a Kuldeep and someone else in the South African team is nullified? That's the more fundamental point. Against New Zealand, you made this mistake. You let Ajaz Patel and Mitchell Santner dominate. You made this mistake of letting New Zealand take over, let conditions take over and make New Zealand a better team. Yet again, you did the same mistake against South Africa. That really, I think, is the most important and fundamental point. Number 4 is the absence of Shubman Gill. If you ultimately see the difference in this game, it's about 30 runs. Now, had Shubman Gill played in the first innings, he would have said that the Indian captain would have scored 15, 20, and in the second innings, he would have scored a few. The match could have been won. Shubman Gill not being there, both innings. And by the way, India actually played with 10 men. India played this test match with 10 men. India did not have 11. It is not like England where Rishabh Pant at least batted for 1 innings and then got injured. It is not like that. It is 1 innings. Not even one that Shubman played, 3 balls and gone. So India played with 10 men against an 11-men South Africa. This is something that we have to take into account. While this is not an excuse, I'm not saying this as an excuse, but I'm trying to tell you that actually we were a batter short and we were our best batter short. Our best batter short who did not turn up because he was hospitalized. And I'm appalled at people calling Shubman Gill a chicken, people calling him a woman, people calling him names. For God's sake, that man has been admitted in hospital. He's been admitted in hospital. He has to get medical clearance to come out and play. I mean, to call him out saying, I've seen people bowl, Chris Wokes came out to bat and all of that. For God, come on, let's be real. Shubman Gill is admitted under medical advice in a hospital in Calcutta. A medical board was constituted. Let's be a little practical here. Finally, I think this Indian team is showing a tad insecure mindset. I think this is a case of mental fragility, and I'll explain why. Against the West Indies, because the West Indies saved the follow-on and went on to score quite a bit of runs, pushing the match into day 5, must have created self-doubt in the minds of the Indians. And that insecurity, that are we good enough? Are we good enough with the ball to roll the South Africans over? In good decks, must have pushed the Indians to want a wicket which is underprepared or which opens up on day 1 and day 2. Because this degree of insecurity, it's not an overconfident team, it's an underconfident team. It's a mentally fragile team. It's a team that lacks application and temperament. That's what this team lacks. This was not a wicket that was unplayable, and I agree with Gautam. This required application, as Temba Bavuma demonstrated, Washington Sundar demonstrated, Corbin Bosch demonstrated. So overall, I think it's here. The Indian mindset needs to get better. You need to believe. You need to believe that you can win test matches at home in conditions that suit you, in good batting decks where you can roll the opposition with the quality of bowlers that you have. That's Gautam Gambhir's primary task. Finally, Gautam Gambhir as white ball coach, fabulous. If you take a look at the Asia Cup, the Australia series, the Champions Trophy, everything else, Gautam Gambhir as white ball coach has ticked every box. Every box. Gautam Gambhir as red ball coach so far. Bangladesh and West Indies wins, Border Gavaskar Trophy loss, New Zealand loss, South Africa 0-1. The jury is out, so far at least, in red ball cricket. Gautam Gambhir as head coach is modest at best. We have to call it out, and we have. Gautam needs to get better, and so does his team.